Hi, welcome to Yoga at the Library. We are going to do a class that focuses on the legs. Today we're going to stretch every part of the legs from the hips all the way down to the feet. So stretching the legs can help with back pain, it can help with posture, even though those things aren't your back, or aren't your legs, they're your back. Stretching the legs can help with circulation and fatigue and injury prevention, all these good things that we want in our lives every day. So we're going to begin seated. If you want to sit up on something like a pillow or a firm blanket folded up, that is always an option to get the hips elevated off the floor a little bit. We're sitting up nice and tall. The hands are wherever it's comfortable. We're lengthening from the tailbone all the way up through the crown of the head. Feeling the natural curves of the spine, feeling the hips, the knees, the ankles against the floor. Letting the shoulders drop away from the ears. Taking a big deep breath in here and letting it out. Another big deep breath in through the nose and let it out through the mouth. One more. Alrighty, we'll bring the arms out wide and up on our inhale. And exhale, fold down to one side, reaching up and over. Inhaling to center. And exhaling down to the other side. Inhaling up. And exhaling down, moving with your breath. When you feel even, meeting back at center. Both arms nice and high, shoulders are dropped. And on our exhale, we'll twist, taking one hand across to the opposite knee, one hand behind. Inhaling to lengthen and exhaling to twist. Inhaling up. And exhaling to twist. Inhaling to get tall. And exhaling, looking over that shoulder. One more time in each direction. We'll meet at center, bring the palms together, and exhale the hands down to the heart. Alrighty, we'll switch our ankles so the opposite ankle's in close. Recentering, sitting up nice and tall. We'll bring the palms together at heart, taking a big deep breath in. And interlacing the fingers, exhaling to press the palms forward. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling, hands reach back. Maybe the hands can interlace. Inhaling to lift the chin, lift the hands, open the heart. And exhale, hands come to center. Deep breath in. Exhaling, palms press forward. Inhaling, palms up. Exhaling, reaching back. Inhaling, lifting the heart, lifting the hands, lifting the chin. And exhaling, hands come back to center. One more. deep breath in. Exhaling, palms press forward. Inhaling, palms up. Exhaling, hands back. Inhaling to open up the heart. And exhaling, hands to center. Alrighty, let's take the right hand across to the left knee, and then we're going to take the left hand up and over. Looking underneath the elbow on the left arm. So we're looking up towards that elbow, stretching through the whole left side of the back, the spine, the shoulder. Coming back up and lowering it down. We'll switch sides, so we're taking the left hand across to the right knee. Right arm comes up and we side stretch and twist. Looking up towards the inside of that right elbow. Coming back up and releasing the stretch. Alrighty, last thing here, we're gonna hold on to both knees, make big circles with the chest. Going all the way over to one side. All the way forward, pulling that heart forward. Feeling out the low back, the hip flexors, the hips, the obliques, the lower part of the spine. We'll switch directions. Making our way back to center. Go ahead and uncross the legs, take the heels to the floor, and we'll swing the feet and the knees from side to side a few times, waking up those legs. Paddle your feet. Swing them side to side. Do a little dance. Alrighty, we'll make our way to tabletop. And if you want to use your blanket to pad the knees, that is always an option. That feels nice. Coming into a neutral spine position. So we want to have a straight line from the base of the skull all the way down to the tailbone. Not just the middle of your back, the whole spine. So we're tucking the tailbone a little bit, making sure that the belly is not dropped down towards the floor. The gaze is down in between the fingers. The fingers are spread nice and wide. Let's go ahead and tuck our toes, just opening up the bottoms of the feet a little bit. We'll inhale, lifting the tailbone, dropping the belly, lifting the chin for cow. And exhaling, rounding through the back, tucking the tailbone, tucking the chin for cat. Moving with your breath. Noticing tight places, noticing asymmetry. Noticing anywhere you feel a nice release. Taking any forward, back, side to side movements that you need to get into those shoulders. And we'll make our way back to that neutral spine. Bringing the low back in line with the upper back, so we're not letting the belly hang down towards the floor. We're staying strong through the core, especially for this next exercise. So we'll extend the right leg long and tuck the toes, press into the floor, press into the heel, opening up that hamstring. And then we'll lift up the heel level with the hip, extending the left arm out long. Big deep breath in here, getting long from fingertips to heel. And on our exhale, we'll lower on down, switching sides. So we'll take the left leg long, tuck the toes, press into the heel. Lift that heel up to hip level. Right arm comes out long. Deep breath in to get really, really long from fingertips to heel. And exhale, lowering down. Now we'll move with the breath. So left arm, right leg. On an inhale, we lift. And on an exhale, we lower. Right arm, left leg. Inhaling up. And exhaling on down. We'll do one more time for each side. Alrighty, go ahead and take your knees a little bit wider, the big toes together. We'll come down into child's pose. Just let your elbows bend out to the sides here. Forehead comes down towards the floor. Tailbone comes down towards the floor. Letting the heaviness of your upper body stretch those hips, stretch those knees, stretch the thighs, the fronts of the ankles. Let your spine be soft. We'll make our way back up to tabletop, bringing the palms right under the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. Strong, straight spine. Let's go ahead and tuck those toes again. Walk the hands a couple inches forward and bring the hips forward so that we're making a straight line from the shoulders down to the knees. Big deep breath in here. And on our exhale, we keep the elbows in nice and close and lower all the way down to our bellies. Point the toes. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhaling to lower. Tucking the toes and coming back up to our plank. Nice. We're going to do that 2 more times. Deep breath in here. Exhaling, elbows close, lowering all the way down. Pointing the toes, lifting the heart. Exhaling to lower. Tucking the toes, back up into our plank, feeling those arms warming up. Deep breath in here. Exhaling to lower. Pointing the toes, inhaling to lift. Exhaling down. Tucking those toes, coming all the way back up, and then we'll come on back. You can sit on your heels, stretching your feet. You can stay up, not stretching your feet. You can point the toes and stretch the thighs. We're kneeling in any way that's comfortable, and we're going to stretch out those wrists. So we're making circles. Not necessarily whatever way that's comfortable. If you're getting that foot stretched, that's not comfortable. Beneficial for your body. Making circles with our wrists, then we'll shake them out. And let's bring the palms together. We'll roll the thumbs together, backs of the hands together, pinkies and palms. So it looks and sounds fancier than it is. We're just rolling our hands around to stretch our wrists. If you're in that foot stretch, come out at any time you need a break. If you're in another kneeling stretch and you need a break, come on out. That's just fine. Alrighty, shaking out those wrists, and we'll come back to our tabletop position. Untuck those toes, roll out your ankles, tap your feet, tap the tops of your feet, roll out your ankles. We'll come into a little bit wider than tabletop, so we've got our hands a few inches forward. Go ahead and tuck the toes. We got a lot of tucking toes today. Lift the knees and the hips up to downward facing dog. So we're stretching through the whole body from the hands up to the tailbone, and then from the tailbone all the way down the legs to the heels. Heels are pressing down towards the floor. You can alternate pressing one heel and then the other. Taking a big bend in both knees and walking on up to the top of the mat. Knees are still bent here. We're hanging out in our first forward fold. Being gentle on those hamstrings. Arms are heavy, head is heavy. Back is soft. We'll bend the knees and roll gently up, one vertebrae at a time. Standing up nice and tall. We want to have the feet hip width apart or a little bit wider. We want them to be parallel. Kneecaps are pointing straight forward in the same direction the feet are pointing. Hips are stacked right over the knees. Shoulders are stacked right over those hips. We're standing up nice and tall. The tailbone's tucked a little bit so we're not sticking our booties out. Even though that sometimes makes us feel taller, it doesn't. It just hurts our core. So we want to stand up straight and tall. Shoulders are dropped away from the ears. Fingers can point down towards the floor. The chin is level with the floor. Tadasana. We'll bring the hands together at heart. From here, we'll do 3 sun breaths. So the feet will stay right where they are. Taking a deep breath in, arms come out and all the way up. Exhaling to fold forward and bow. Inhaling to lengthen the spine, flattening the spine just like in tabletop. Exhaling, folding down. Inhaling, coming out and up. And exhaling, hands come into the heart. Inhaling, arms come out and up. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling, long, flat spine. Exhaling all the way down. Inhaling, coming out and up. And hands come into the heart. One more. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling all the way down. Inhaling, coming out and all the way up. And exhaling, hands into the heart. Being still here. Palms are pressing into each other. Feet are pressing into the floor. Standing nice and tall, especially tall through the spine. Alrighty, let's go ahead and keep the palms at heart. We're going to take the feet out wide, and they're going to point kind of towards the top corners of our mats, depending on how open the inner thighs are. So we want to do a little test here. We want to bend the knees, and if your knees point the same direction your toes are pointing and move over your feet, then you're good. If your knees are inward of your feet, you need to bring your feet in closer. And if your knees are way outward of your feet, you need to bring your feet farther away. So we got to bend the knees a couple times to figure out where to set up those feet and how widely angled they should be. So we want to be able to bend into the knees and have the knees move in the same direction the feet are pointing all the time. Alrighty, so here we are with our feet set up. And we were supposed to have our hands at our heart this whole time, but I don't know. I don't know what happened. Alrighty, we'll take the arms out. This is 5-pointed star or volcano pose. Taking a big deep breath in here. On our exhale, we'll bend the knees, bend the arms, the elbows come into the rib cage, and we lower those hips. Inhaling, coming up. Adjusting your feet if that felt weird on the knees. Exhaling to come down. And inhaling to come up. We can do this very nice and slowly, or you can go a little quicker with it, warming up your body. Whatever feels right to you. Moving with your breath. One more like that. We'll come back into our 5-pointed star. This time, we'll bend the knees and the fingers come down. Maybe they touch the mat, maybe not. Inhale, draw a big circle with the fingers all the way up. So we're exhaling, drawing the circle down, and inhaling, drawing the circle up. And maybe once you get the motion, then you can go a little bit lower and touch the floor with your fingertips, just maybe. One more of these. We'll bring the hands into the heart. Take the feet parallel. So we've still got our legs wide, but our feet are now pointing straight forward. And then we're going to fold forward. A little bend in the knees is just fine. And if you want your feet wider apart or closer together, go ahead and adjust them. We're going to walk the hands, the fingertips, or even just the thought of your fingertips over to the right. You might be able to hold on to that shin on the right side. You might be able to take the fingertips or even the hands to the floor towards the right foot. So wherever you are is just fine. Notice if you are leaning into the right foot, and try to, even though we're sending our hands over to the right, we're not sending all of our weight over to the right. So try to keep that left foot heavy into the floor too. Breathing here, letting your spine be long, feeling a stretch through the backs of the legs, through the back.
We'll walk the hands back through center and then over to the left, maybe to the floor by that left foot, maybe to the left leg. Feeling a stretch through the backs of the legs and through the back. And again, paying attention to that right foot. The right foot is as strongly into the floor as the left foot. So the legs are working here, the spine is soft. Coming back to center with the hands, taking a big deep breath in and exhaling to relax through the back, feeling that big stretch through the backs of both legs. Your hands are maybe to the mat, maybe the fingertips are to the mat, maybe the fingertips are just pointing at the mat. All these are fine places to be. We'll take a little bend in both knees and roll all the way up to stand. Bringing the feet back underneath the hips. Alrighty. This is a fun little sequence. So we're going to come into tree pose, and from tree pose we're going to do something fancy. So I want you to make sure that you've got enough room behind you on your mat that you can step backwards. Spoiler alert. Okay, so we're going to come into tree pose. Standing on the right foot, making our little kickstand. Palms come together at the heart. Standing strong through the right leg. The right knee is pointing straight forward. The left knee is pointing out to the left. Maybe we stay right here. Maybe we bring that foot up the inner leg. Breathing in your tree pose. Maybe taking your arm variation. Arms come up, out, wave around in the wind. Alrighty, here we're going to take a big deep breath in and bring the hands back to heart on our exhale. Then we are going to bring the foot and the knee up in front. We want to make sure that our heart and our belly button stays pointing forward, just like our knee is right now. Hands are to the heart. We're going to step back with that left foot, keeping the heart and the belly button pointing forward. Nice. So we step back with that left foot and the heel comes down and the toes are pointing out to the side. But our torso is still pointing forward, just like it was in tree pose. We're in Warrior One now. Wasn't that nice? So we want to have the front knee bent so that the knee is right over the ankle. We're opening up through the whole front of this left leg here. And if your left knee feels weird, you can always take your foot over to the left more, because we want to be able to keep the torso facing forward so the feet can be as wide apart as they need to be. Taking a big deep breath in here. And on our exhale, we're going to step forward, maybe back into tree pose. Whoa, I told you we were going to do fancy stuff. So maybe you found it. Try to find your tree. Taking a big deep breath in. And on your exhale, release. All right, go ahead and shake both legs out. We'll do that same sequence on the other side. So we're standing strong into the left foot, making our kickstand. Hands can come into the heart. Maybe bringing the foot up the inner leg. That left kneecap's pointing straight forward. Right knee's pointing out to the side. Hands can come to their variation. Challenging your balance. Breathing in your tree pose wherever you are. We'll take a big deep breath in and exhale, bringing the hands back to the heart. We'll bring that right knee so it points straight forward. Our heart is going to stay pointing forward. Our hands are going to stay pointing forward, our belly button, and we'll take a big step back with the right foot. So the toes are going to automatically turn out to the right as we plant that whole foot back there. And if you need to adjust the distance between your feet, adjust the distance. We're here in our warrior one. The front knee is right over the ankle. Both legs are strong. Taking a big deep breath in. And on your exhale, we're stepping forward back to our tree. Maybe to the kickstand, maybe to the full pose. That's a lot of strength in those legs. Big deep breath in. And exhale to release, shaking out the legs. Alrighty, coming to the way back of your mat. And we'll fold forward. Walking those hands forward to come into downward facing dog. So the heels are pressing down towards the floor. On our inhale, we'll lift the heels away from the floor, coming up onto the tippy toes. And exhaling, pressing the heels on down. Inhaling, lifting the heels. And exhaling, pressing the heels down. Inhaling to lift the heels one more time, and now we'll lower the knees all the way to the floor. And we'll make our way down onto our bellies. Onto our bellies. With the elbows right underneath the shoulders. So we've got the upper arms are straight up and down. The palms are down to the floor. We're dragging the elbows back towards the body to drag the belly button forward, opening the heart. Sphinx pose. Nice back bend. We can keep the chin level with the floor. We can open up the throat and relax the head back. Or we can let the chin fall down towards the floor, opening up the back of the neck, whatever feels best to you. If this feels great, you can stay right here. If you want a little bit more of a back bend, press into the hands and lift the elbows. For seal pose, just intensifying that back bend a tiny bit, as much as you feel good doing. If you've got your elbows up, go ahead and lower those elbows on down. We'll take the hands underneath the shoulders, press on up through tabletop, and come into a child's pose. So knees are wide, big toes are together. And we're folding forward. Elbows can be bent here, or the arms can be extended nice and long. Breathing in your child's pose. Counterposing that back bend. Letting the weight of your body stretch those hips. Making our way carefully on up. Let's go ahead and come to lay on our backs. We're laying on our backs with our knees bent and the bottoms of the feet to the floor. Bring in those heels in pretty close to the sit bones. Let's go ahead and take the arms out in a T. You know what? Let's go ahead and take the legs long too. Let's do that 5-pointed star pose, but down on the floor. So we've got our legs nice and long. Got our arms nice and long. Just noticing how your body feels. Taking a couple big full rounds of breath. Filling the lungs, feeling the belly expand. And then letting it all out. All right, now we'll bring the bottoms of the feet to the floor. Bringing the arms down alongside of your body with the palms facing down. Pressing the feet into the floor on an inhale to lift those hips. And exhaling, lowering the hips back down. Inhaling to lift. And exhaling to lower. One more time, inhaling to lift as high as you can. And exhaling to lower. Let's go ahead and take the right leg up towards the ceiling, holding on behind the right thigh. The left knee can stay bent or it can come out long. Rolling some circles with that right ankle. Switching directions. Let's take the left arm out wide and we'll hold on with the right hand, letting the leg come over to the right. And you can bend your knee here a little bit or a lot. Stretching the inner thigh. The straighter your leg is, the more of a hamstring stretch you're going to get. Come on back up to center and we'll switch sides. So we're holding on with the left hand, the right arm comes out to the side, letting that foot fall all the way over to the left. Maybe it comes all the way down to the floor. Maybe you can use your elbow against the floor to hold the foot up, propping it up a little bit. This is a full body twist. Stretching the outside of the right leg, the IT band. Getting rotation through the spine, stretching that hip, the glute. Alrighty, we'll bend the right knee, come back onto our backs, and extend the right leg out long. Go ahead and stretch the arms up. Stretching from the fingertips to the toes and noticing a difference from the right side to the left side. We'll bend the knees, bottoms of the feet to the floor. Left foot up towards the ceiling. We'll hold on behind the thigh. Maybe the right leg stays bent, maybe it comes out long. Rolling circles with the left foot. Switching directions. Alrighty. Now we'll take the right arm out wide to the side and let the leg fall out to the left, opening the inner thigh. The straighter your leg is, the more of a hamstring stretch you're going to get. Finding your stretch. The inner left leg. Coming back up to center. We'll switch hands, so the right hand holds behind the leg. Left arm comes out, coming into that big twist on this side. So maybe the foot comes down to the floor, maybe you're using the elbow to the floor to prop it up. Stretching all the way from the left fingertips to the left foot. Noticing any sensations on this side you didn't feel or did feel on the other side. We'll bend the knee and come back onto our backs. Let's go ahead and hug both knees in nice and close, rounding the spine, even picking up the chin towards the heels, rolling from side to side. And we'll relax down onto the floor. Maybe it's more comfortable for your knees to stay bent. Maybe you like to take the legs out long. We're finding our final relaxation pose. Letting the arms be soft, just out at the sides. Letting the legs be heavy and relaxed. The head is heavy. Feeling the natural curves of your spine. Feeling the breath. We'll take 3 full breaths here, just letting the body be still. Taking a big deep breath in through the nose. And let it out through the mouth. We'll bend the knees, roll to one side. And gently press up into a seated position. Maybe sit up onto your blanket if that feels best. Bringing the palms together at heart, letting the shoulders give your neck, ears plenty of space. We'll close with our 3 deep breaths. It's taking a big deep breath in for the world. Exhaling, hands into the heart. Big deep breath in for our community. Exhaling, hands come into the heart. A big deep breath in for ourselves. Hands come to the heart. Thank you so much. Namaste.